of our YouTube channel. We have some special guests here today, and I'd like to introduce them um, as the Yamada brothers, right, Jeff?
That's correct. Well, we have Eric and Tom. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So we
So
thought,
I wanted.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of on our last podcast, we did a sort of a podcast about Fiji passing away, and we just kind of shared some stories and kind of like how important he was to us as far as when we started this podcast, one of the things that we loved doing is we used to just play like island music, and we played Fiji quite often. And so to lose him so suddenly, kind of like that, I mean, it looks like he had been sick, but, to kind of lose him like the way we did, it was just kind of shocking. So I felt like, man, we should at least do an episode. And so me and Jeff, we did an episode real quick, kind of just went over some of our thoughts and then shared some of our memories. And then we were thinking of like, man, who do we know that has amazing memories of Fiji? And like, man, the first people that we thought of was you guys, right? And we were like, dude, we were just sharing because I've never really talked to him or met him. You guys have plenty of times I've probably talked to him, and so yeah, exactly. So that's why it's like, man, when was
the first year that you booked?
Have you on?
Was that in 2010?
2010 at Snoqualmie. It was our first concert with him.
And at the time, he was already like on top of his game. He was the one of the hardest artists to get?
He did a couple of shows up here. We didn't know him, but we finally got an introduction, and so we didn't know him either.
Oh.
And he came on a wheelchair, and he was real lethargic, and we're like, "Oh my God, we spent all this money." And we were nervous, and he wasn't talking much, It was crazy. And then, we're stressing out. And once the lights hit, oh my God, game over. He blew up the stage, and he was electric. He was electric from his chair. That's what scared us because, how can you perform when you're sitting down? But he killed it. He was hitting all the high notes, and man, everybody went crazy. Yeah, it sounded good. They had Nisha 9, the R&B group, and then Ilona Irvin. She was a real good female vocalist. So man, it was real good quality singing. Yeah, so
sold out show. I mean,
and then he loved being at the casino. That boy loved to gamble, so he had a great time. I think he stayed at the casino the whole night. So
I think I was at that show.
A lot of money that night too. He was happy in the morning.
I think I saw him at the craps table that
he loved craps.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been another night that you guys were at Snoqualmie, but I know for sure I remember seeing him at the craps table at Snoqualmie specifically, and I don't know how many times like you guys brought him there, but I do.
Yeah, how many times have you booked Fiji for concerts in Seattle since 2010?
I think like eight times maybe.
Wow.
It's Showbox Soto, Showbox Market, Crocodile. Oh yeah. Nectar.
Kultura,
Muckleshoot. He liked Muckleshoot too. I think he did Muckleshoot twice, and then this place called Substation was our last one in Ballard because Crocodile it was getting remodeled, so they had to quickly shift over to this place in Ballard. So yeah, I think about eight shows maybe.
Yeah.
Did he like the vibe in Seattle? I mean, how was he as a person when you guys met him?
Oh, so Fiji always brought the stars. That's how I met Marcus Tuiasosopo.
Wow.
With Taylor Willie, the actor, the old UFC fighter.
Coach Sark.
Mhm.
Yep, Cirque.
Sark, Alameda Tamu drove him to the Tacoma show.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
Marshawn
yeah.
Lynch came.
Shoot, wow.
Yeah, so Fiji first, so all the stars came. Well, our local celebrities came out to see him.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think Fiji was not guarded, but so many people wanted his attention. I mean, he was so beloved
Yeah.
by the entire, community. And I think, especially when it comes to business, you know, you're apprehensive. I mean, I think the first time we did them, but as that relationship built and we did get to have conversations with them away from people, and very down to earth. I know people use the word humble. He was a very humble person for as prominent as he was. But like I say, there were so many people just on him all the time. That would have to be hard to ever just relax and be yourself.
Yeah.
I would think,
For sure.
but once it was kind of away from the spotlight, away from the crowds, he was definitely engaged in conversation. He was really interested in what we were trying to do, and we kind of formed a friendship besides just the business part of it, and that's kind of the offshoot of being able to do these shows. I mean, Mark had long conversations with him, and so for people that don't know, our middle brother Mark passed away about 18 months ago, but he was kind of the visionary for Day to Wake Music and getting these shows into Seattle and the Pacific Northwest. So
Yeah, let's talk about
that's
that a
kind
little
of-
bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like how did that happen? Like,
For him to,
like
yes.
where did Mark
yeah.
come up with that idea?
Vision,
And,
yeah.
Mark went to school in Hawaii at Chaminade, a little small Jesuit school. So he
Oh.
knew
Yep.
the reggae scene was big in Hawaii.
Yeah, obviously.
So he was in Hawaii for 3 years in the early 90s. So he knew the reggae scene was going on. And then we became big club promoters, DJ nights, stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't
And
know
then-
that.
I
Then
used
we
to go to- I used
transitioned
to go to
into
those.
concerts.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
we started with the island concerts. We partnered up with the UW Hawaii Club.
Mhm.
So they wanted to bring an artist from Hawaii for their luau. So we would do the Friday
So
night.
let's go back to the clubbing days. Actually, like, so how'd you guys get into that? I mean, how did you?
It was Mark
Yeah, what-
too.
All our friends were DJs, and then we would take the holiday parties, the Sunday before Memorial Day,
Yes.
Labor Day, the day before Thanksgiving, the day before 4th
Wednesday
of July.
before Thanksgiving.
And
yeah,
we would kill it. We
Yeah.
would kill it on these
Well,
off
I
days.
think if we back up a little bit, the club scene back
Yeah.
in the 80s and 90s were predominantly either white clubs or black clubs. There wasn't a lot of integration in the clubs, and
There
there
you go.
definitely was
Yeah.
no Asian Pacific Islander scene, if you will. It was kind of
There
a
was not.
afterthought,
Yeah.
and
True.
so
yeah.
Mark was kind of a visionary in that sense, and formulating. We need to do our own thing because we're not going to be included in the white crowd, and for the most part, not in the black crowd. Though we probably gravitated towards more of the African American crowd back in
sure.
those days, and that's kind of really building community, kind of building something from nothing. There were no nights where you would see predominantly Asian or Pacific Islanders back then, especially in the club scene.
We stayed in our own lane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we made our own lane.
Yeah, we made our
essentially.
own lane.
Yeah.
And it was
Do you
about bringing
remember
people
your
together.
first event? Do you remember your first event that you guys?
Well, I mean,
threw
we could go
together?
back to high school. We
Yeah.
could go back to high school. We had house
There you go.
parties, and
All
the
wow.
house
all
parties got
parties.
so big. And then we rented a Chinese restaurant, rented it out for the night, and then that jumped the hell off. And then we rented a place called Serbian Hall up on Beacon Hill. And
We rented
Wow.
VFWs. Jefferson Community Center, the Indian Center in Chinatown, where old Bailey Gatzer's was. Yeah,
So this
so
is
we,
like the 80s, 80s,
Yeah.
90s.
80s,
80s,
Wow.
mid 80s, mid 80s. I mean, I don't know.
and we
You know,
all had
again,
good
we were-
DJs. All the Filipinos and Asians were all the better DJs, and they were all b-boys too. They're all breakdancers and pop lockers, and so yeah,
It was basically building something out of nothing is really what how it started. I mean, I don't think
that's dope.
there was no word promoter. I mean, we didn't, there was no such word back then. It was just, hey, we're going to go do our own thing because we're not necessarily invited to this particular crowd or that particular crowd, and so build it from scratch essentially.
Do your own, That's awesome. That's a great.
So
we had our own
and then
style, our own clothing style. We all had our own. We were into cars, so
So pre-internet,
Yeah,
pre-internet, obviously.
we made
how'd
it
you
look
guys get the
good.
word out?
Yeah.
How'd you get the word out? Pre-internet, like 80s, 90s. Like, how did you let people know that there was an event coming up?
How?
Flyers,
Even back in the day.
paper flyers.
Paper flyers before
Paper flyers.
before the glossy flyers and all that. You just go to Kinko and just cut.
Just make copies of paper. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, just like regular copy paper. I mean, they weren't laminated. They weren't thick, glossy. It was just party such and such wherever the event was. And you'd pass them out among your friends, and then they talk to their friends, and it was very simple.
So everybody like Franklin, Rainier Beach, Cleveland, a little bit of Renton, we all hung out together. So the Asian community wasn't that big, so we all hung out together, went to everybody's parties. Then we met these guys from the North End, Roosevelt, Ballard, Seattle Prep. And then we started partying with those guys, and they were really cool, called the Birds, and we're still friends with them today. That's Carter, Hugo.
But the idea from moving from club scene to music, the reggae scene, was that a transition also Mark had the vision to do? You guys?
Well, the nightclub became oversaturated. I mean, I don't know how many promoters near the end were out there. I mean,
that's true.
I was a promoter.
Quite a few.
and then they took the economics out of the promoting, free nights, and we couldn't compete with that. They took the money out of the.
They killed the whole industry. It went from I don't know $20 a night.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was a race to the bottom, basically.
Yeah. That's wild.
Wait, so Jeff, you said you were a promoter. Were you in direct competition with?
No.
With
Me, Max, and Vinny. We were just a fun. We just kind of latched on because it was a great time. It was a point in our lives when we were out in the scene and we wanted to go out, hang out. We'd hang out with Mark and Tom and Eric all the time. So we was just like, no, we want to do this too. It's pretty fun. So we kind of, Max wanted to be a DJ, and we were at a time where all of us were all single, wanted to go out, and we partied a lot too. So yeah, we knew all the promoters.
What years was this, Jeff?
I don't shoot.
Yeah, so we did all the hot import nights, all the car show parties. And those were huge because they had all the import models and go-go dancers. And so, man, we used to hire all these go-go dancers and, cover models. And, man, that was nice. And then we did, the Laguna Beach parties. Remember those? And the OC and Tila Tequila.
Yes.
So those MTV stars. We did those parties, too. So, man, we had fun. I just love going over those pictures. You forget how much fun we had back in early 2000s.
Oh, for sure.
Early 2000s, yes.
Early 2000s is what the first parties I remember, like that, because I turned 21 in 2001. And,
the funk nights.
Dude, I definitely
Huge.
Oh, the funk nights were off the hook back then. Like they were like, there was like the ones at Showbox were just
Yeah.
like so ridiculous, man. It was just like, I remember just like, I'm 21 and I don't really know nobody. I'm dancing on stage. It's like, dude, what? I don't know. I was like, it was crazy.
We
It was
had
crazy 'cause I
go-go
didn't really know
cages
any of you guys
before
back then,
anyone else.
you know. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was
The booty
crazy back
hop
then.
contest
Before
before twerking was twerking. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Mark built his platform with poles and then a platform with a cage. It
We
was
had to
cool,
lug
but it
that
was a pain in the ass to bring that in and out of the
around.
club, man. Yeah, that was,
yeah,
You've seen
but
it
it
all.
was all-
that is crazy. Because what were you charging? What were you charging back then? What was like the cover?
It was like
average cover
15,
charge, like
20
in the early
bucks.
2000s?
$20, and
Yeah.
then people started wanting to pay $100 to get in
Damn.
because it'd always be sold out.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
yeah, that's true.
1,200 people, man. Yeah, we would kill it.
for DJs back in the early 2000s, I mean, it was nuts. People were coming from all over. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't just Seattle. It was coming from Tacoma, Olympia, over across the water in Bremerton. I mean, Canada. Shit. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
It was.
nuts.
Is that what's the max that Showbox market?
1,200.
Because that's where
1,200 for market,
1,200.
1,200.
and then it was like 1,800 for Soto.
Well, it was Premiere. It was called Premiere.
Yeah, Premiere.
Before
Yeah.
Soto.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Premiere. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
No,
a
that's
different
crazy.
time.
No, but you guys own those holiday marketing. That was like brilliant because it's like you knew everybody had a day off on the actual holiday, so you wouldn't have
Well,
a
that-
party on the 4th. You would always have it on the 3rd,
Yeah.
I mean,
and then Memorial Day, Labor Day. You
Or
guys would just own that
pre-Thanksgiving.
Sunday.
whoever
The
thought
day
about
before
going out the night
Thanksgiving,
before
that would
Thanksgiving.
pop
Well,
off
that's
the
my
boat.
favorite
Mhm.
day to go out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's my favorite day
The
of the year to
pre-funk
go out. Is
Thanksgiving.
the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's my favorite day in the whole year because the energy is just so good. Everybody has like 4 days off ahead of them. Most people do, and then it's just
Mhm.
a lot of people come in from town that you haven't seen for a while. Like if people have moved away and moved around, like that Wednesday before Thanksgiving is like forever my favorite day to kind of like do stuff. And so like when you guys had events, it was like, although I do remember there was one, I think it was like 2002 or 3. You guys had one of your it was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, go there, everything's cool. And then I went to not Honey Court. What are some of the other it wasn't Purple Dot. What's the other one?
Ho-hos.
Where people would go eat after
Ho-hos.
it was a
Ocean.
Oh, it burnt down. Shit.
yes, the one that burnt down.
Sea Garden.
Oh,
Sea
geez.
Garden.
Sea Garden.
Sea Garden.
Yes, thank you, Sea Garden. There was one night I was at Sea Garden after it was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I think it was 2002, 2003. I had brought some friends up from Tacoma. We were eating upstairs, and upstairs is not very big, but
The banquet room.
Man, there was the banquet room. A crazy ass fight broke out in the banquet room upstairs, and it was just like
A special
like people were throwing plates,
Specialty.
people were throwing teapots. It was like crazy, and then it's just
There's always
because
fights
that
in
fight, I
Chinatown,
will
man.
never
That was
forget that
like
night. It was just
common
such a crazy night. Like, but I think you're right because I have seen multiple. But that one, it was just funny because I felt like
Oh,
that's the
yeah,
first time I
yeah,
felt
yeah. Because
trapped.
it was
Like,
the
I'm like, dude,
stairs,
these two-
one way in and
these
one way
two
out.
parties.
Well, that would be like catwalk.
You had to
Shit.
and the stairs was in the corner, so like you had to be by it was. I just remember feeling trapped, and then I was just like, yeah, man, these two crazy ass parties are just like going at it. And so, yeah, that was just one of those random memories. Cause I'm semi drunk during this time too. So,
We all
Shit,
were.
everybody else
Yeah.
does. Shit.
Yeah.
We were trying to sober up,
true that.
eating some Peking duck. So
So Tom, you were mentioning that you went.
Jeff,
just
do you
went
remember
to,
the first time you
where are we going? Your lag
I was
is.
gonna say, Jeff, do you remember the first time you went to one of their
Of course I
one of
do.
their parties?
Yes,
My bad.
the once a month funks were my favorite things to look forward to during the party time.
there. I think one time at one point I counted. There's like 10 people that got married from meeting at our night.
All my
It's
best,
kind of funny, or had
all
kids.
my
Or,
best friends now.
How many people would even admit they hooked up there?
Yeah,
I know.
Oh my gosh, yes, you're right. I mean, a lot of my close friends now are people that I met through you guys, through the clubs, and through the parties, and it changed the scene and the people who I hang out with, for
That's
better or
dope.
worse. Yeah, so you had brought a lot of people together. Yes, there was a lot of things that will stay hidden and not shared.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
but we had a
yeah.
good time. Yeah, but we for sure had a good time. Yeah, it was one of the
You,
Yeah, we're
best.
you
not
know
trying to
what's
call anybody
crazy?
out like that. Yeah.
We would
Mhm.
get backlash because all our flyers had like Asian chicks on them.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
yeah, we would get backlash from that. And I was like,
Backlash from who?
back then.
when white people have flyers or black people, they have their people on there. It's like when we have our party, we have our people on there. And I was like, because no one had seen that before, so it's like, and
Interesting.
then some of the Asian people were like uncomfortable with it. And I was like, man, whatever, man, we're here to shine, So it was a
Oh
kind of a funny thing that someone mentioned to me once. I'm like, whatever, man.
yeah.
Just trying to make us look good and have a good time, and enjoy
And that's really what it
enjoy
was
our.
about.
For sure.
Whether it's the concerts or the nightclub,
Mhm.
it was to have a place to go, have fun,
With your friends.
be safe for the most part.
Mhm.
I mean, because some of those nights got pretty
Sure.
wild. But
We treated it like it was our house.
Yeah.
So we would check people. Our crew.
Yeah.
Terry and Dre and everybody.
Mark's saying, you're gonna house check you. They grabbed your ID and they know where you live.
House check. Whoa.
But we knew how to talk to people. We weren't mad at them. We just said, "Hey, take your aggression
Shit back to
somewhere
the
else."
neighborhood, whatever.
Yeah. This is the fun time.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
so during the club years, what were some of like the biggest issues you guys maybe had? Obviously, the race to the bottom that you guys talked about near the like when you guys started transitioning. But did you guys have any issues with like people or anything, beef or some?
Like competition? Like, was there any like competition that they had with taking business away from other people? Or
No, I'm just saying. I mean, any type of just like whenever you're trying to run a business,
I
sometimes
think
just things
in
come up
general,
like
if you build something or something becomes too popular, I mean, for whatever reason, haters are going to come out. I mean, I don't
exactly,
know. But it was always, Mark was always focused on what to do, not what they're doing. For the most part. I mean, because you can't control what the other people do anyway.
Mhm.
We would fly in
They're-
DJs from California.
For sure,
We try to mix it up. We had lasers, visuals.
Mhm.
We always try to be a little bit different. Than just throwing a party. And
was there something
that's
that each of you did better than the other? Like Mark was always best at doing this. Eric, you were always good at this. And Tom, this is your specialty, during the promotion days. Like, did you guys have a lane that you guys stuck with? And
so Mark was the booking, finance, all the money.
Mm.
And then me and Eric did marketing and promotion. So, we kind of we just focused on what we needed to do. So we had a perfect yin and yang with me, Mark, and Eric. So,
Man, I bet.
and another thing
So-
with the shows, and with our crew, Dre, Lito, Terry, Jeff, Justin, Max, we all would talk at the end of the night, and we would, you would get the vibe of the concert or the show. So what do we need to work on? This or that. What were the complaints? Did they like the DJ? Did they like the band? So, if as long as you keep on talking with your customers and the paying public, then you can bring a better product. And so we're always good about talking to everybody.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Getting the pulse.
You gonna go in your room, Eric's he lost his connection.
All good.
He's gonna try to.
Hey Tom,
He's
you
gotta
just came back from Hawaii. You were talking about a tribute. You were there for the tribute.
Yeah, so I wanted to pay respects to Fiji. Fiji and Mark had a great relationship. Fiji, in his management, would always call Mark first and give him the opportunity to book those shows. So he was very loyal to Mark, and Mark paid him, up front, gave him what he wanted. So we had a great business relationship, and there's a few other bands are like that too. That I love them to death because of their loyalty. Because music, there's no loyalty in the music game. So
yeah.
But there's a handful of artists that I'll love to death because their loyalty. So yeah, I felt the need to go out there and
Nice.
You had a good time. And I wanted to keep Mark's legacy alive, so I went and talked to a lot of people, and it was nice.
How did they get that? How did Mark and Fiji, build that relationship? You were saying earlier before, was Fiji like your first island concert?
We got buffered.
You got buffered.
Yeah.
Buffered. Yeah.
We got buffered from Samoa.
Oh,
he wanted to know
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it's cuts.
Can you repeat that? You got buffered for the last minute.
Yeah. He asked.
Yeah,
if,
my bad.
He asked if Fiji was your first show that you guys put in Seattle.
No, our first show was Natural Vibrations, and that was
Okay.
Yeah, and that was with the UW Hawaii Club. Yeah,
Hawaii Club.
and then we were at Catwalk. Remember Catwalk?
Oh yeah.
So, and then they did the luau on Saturday, and then we would split the cost, the airfare and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they did 2 shows, and because it was expensive to fly a whole big band up here, and then we'd have to rent the equipment and all that. So it was pretty costly. So it was Natural Vibrations. Then it was.
Do you remember what year that was?
Yeah, what year?
2006.
Okay.
And then
Because man,
Capana,
even when I was at UW, the UW Hawaii Club, I mean, they brought bands from Hawaii even back then. You know, so in 2000, 2001, 2002.
Oh yeah.
I remember.
See, that's
so this
crazy.
is Natural Vibrations in Ukla the Muck. So I'm sure this is one of the ones we split with the Hawaii Club.
Wow.
And then
Yeah. So Hawaii Club must have loved it because they were flipping the bill fully for those guys to come, for different bands to come up from Hawaii.
That was big money.
At least
and
earlier.
And we there was no internet radio, so we'd have to go on YouTube and watch these videos, and you're putting big money on these artists. They're popular in Hawaii, but will it translate to people here? But we found out there's a lot of Polynesians up here, a lot of Hawaiians.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so we killed it. We would put all these posters up at all these restaurants, all the Hawaiian restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
and then sell tickets at the Hawaiian restaurants, trying to build community, and we built it really good. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like it's so good now. Like so many of these artists, like the Northwest, it's amazing how so many artists come up to the Northwest like multiple times a year now because
yeah,
of you
no,
guys. I think you
it's
guys can attribute, you know.
there's a lot of venues, and there's a lot of Pacific Islanders and Hawaiians, and
Mm-hmm.
and then all the Asians from Seattle. We made them like we told them, man, they're popular in Hawaii. And everybody goes to Hawaii, so so then when they get to Hawaii, they say, oh yeah, these guys
Yeah,
are really
yeah.
popular when they hear them on the radio and stuff. So, so
Yeah. That's so good.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's been nice. It's been nice until this. We're still doing marketing.
I remember going to a couple of UW Hawaiian reggae concerts. So yeah, it was big. It was huge.
Look at this, Chloe Kai.
Oh,
We did them in
dang.
Cultura.
What year was that?
Oh God, I don't think we put the.
2011.
I don't know, but so our friend Yvette, her daughter was having a graduation, so she paid half, and we did the other half.
No way.
And we killed it in Tacoma at Cultura. So that was about 700 people.
Yeah, I remember Couture.
Now he just did 14,000 people.
Shoo.
And then I think he's doing 2 back-to-back shows in San Diego. That's like 9,000 people.
Hey.
Air can't get back on.
Okay.
And then Maoli, check this out right here. Maoli.
Oh yeah, he was just yeah.
He did what is it? T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Mhm.
That had to be 12,000 plus. Isn't that crazy?
Has Maoli's vibe always been that
No,
country?
No.
He switched over to country,
Yeah,
but man,
okay.
Hawaiians are country,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paneolos, so
Huh.
it's in the outer islands, it's deep rooted in their culture. Maui, Big Island, especially those two.
What
Did not
What-
know that.
what year was that
Maoli,
poster?
11.
Oh,
Yeah, we're the first
2011,
ones to
wow.
bring them up here. See, they were with they Kolu too, so it was the
Mountain Soldiers.
Yeah.
Buko the Mob.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
How's Maoli? How are they cool people? They're nice too. Very yeah.
Oh yeah, all these
Yeah,
guys are down
yeah,
to
they're all
earth. There's no
yeah.
really big egos in these bands, They're just trying to make a living,
When you went to the tribute, how many of the bands did you see there? Or everyone was there?
Yeah, everybody was there. Fiji was intertwined in everybody's, bands and producing and stuff. So his first album came out in 1996.
Yeah.
And so he's been helping people.
The
Then
whole time, yeah.
The second one was 2000, and then he was in Blue Crush, that surfing movie with Faison Love. And yeah, that was crazy. I watched that on the plane going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
No one knows that Fiji was in Blue Crush. Yeah, he just played a football player at the Pro Bowl, getting surfing lessons. So that's cool.
Where was the tribute at? Where was it held?
Yeah.
The tribute was at the Shell in Kapiolani Park, by the zoo and Kapahulu side. So
Wow, big park.
I didn't get into
So
the
there was
Shell. I didn't
was
get
like a
into
free
the Shell.
section, wasn't there?
That's where the stage was.
Okay.
Gerald and Marie got lucky and got those
Yeah.
tickets. I got into the Kapiolani Park. That was 20,000 people there.
Dope.
Yeah,
And
that was free. Everything was free. But we just hung out at our car, and then
That's dope.
we didn't go inside the gate. We just hung out with our chairs and our coolers and enjoyed the big screen
Oh yeah, dang.
with our coolers.
Oh, they had a big screen out there. That's nice.
Yeah, it was huge. You could see it. Yeah, so
Oh,
they
yeah.
had 3 screens, but everybody's having a good time, man. Families, kids, people dancing and
Man.
enjoying themselves. So
Hey, what happened to J Bug?
Yeah,
the
we don't
only
know. I don't
one
know.
that I didn't really see.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if he was sick. We don't know.
Mm.
But
Yeah, okay.
Glenn from Oli, he's getting a lot of heat or beef or whatever. But
Mhm.
Because he was
he was
faded.
faded. Yeah, COC was
Oh.
faded.
Yeah, I mean,
But they were mourning their mentor, so
but COC did good. Yeah, and well, I'll give it to COC was
he did
he
everything.
MC'd pretty much the whole.
He organized.
Yeah, so
he did
I
a lot of
give him
stage management.
give him some
Yeah,
grace.
Mhm.
but
Because the other thing I noticed too was how, like, man, it was crazy how you guys had they had artists there, and it was crazy how they would come up and sing one Fiji song, and then
Mhm.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
it. I was like, oh man,
Wow.
do you want to just sit right next to him? You might as well just Eric's thing went out. So go
yeah,
sit right.
might as well just come.
Mhm.
Just come.
But yeah, no, it was all peace and love. There was
Mhm.
no drama in Kapiolani Park or the Shell, so it turned out well. Just I saw Glenn. We saw him on Friday in Tacoma.
Mhm.
That was 2 days after Fiji died,
Oh yeah.
and he was on his biggest
Yeah.
tour ever. So he didn't really have time to mourn Fiji because he was at the top of his career. So I'm thinking, he
Yeah.
was mourning Fiji when he got back to Hawaii.
Mhm.
So
That's wild.
Yeah.
give give him a pass, man. God. They're business partners. They own a Sonic together in Maui.
Huh.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
wow, I
business
didn't know
partners
that.
too. Besides mentor, Fiji mentoring Glenn. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Man, that's crazy. So, and you guys say you're still promoting, yeah?
What was that?
You guys are still
Yeah,
promoting,
we do a lot of marketing for.
correct?
We did marketing for the Mary Moore shows, the Marley and the
So-
J Book show, and the Chloe Kai show, Muckleshoot, UB40
I mean, we do the Wednesday, but we've been doing that forever.
at Ohana's, the local live music.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then we help with the Molly show at the pier with Crocodile. So we still have great relationships with all these venues and promoters.
But it's like it's a blessing and then it's a curse because
Right.
I don't think it was discussed, but when Mark was first shopping these shows to these music venues, they're like, no, we don't know any of these groups. They had no, they had no background.
I think that's important.
They couldn't. What is that? A Polestar? None of that stuff was in Polestar. So
Mhm.
the venues were like, nah, we're not. We don't know who these bands are. Who's going to come out. So there was a lot of no's. A lot of rejection. Trying to take a lot of these shows. Remember, they used to be in the hotel conference rooms, dive bars,
Mhm.
because no one could get into, if you will, quote, legit music venues. So it took a while.
Yeah,
But
I
when
remember
they saw
that's
the amount of
why
people that
those
would come
Call
out
Me
to
shows were kind of
shows,
fun.
now we fight the venues, in a sense, to book the shows. Or the booking agents go directly to the venue. So it's a dog-eat world. The big fish eat the little fish. It's like in the ocean.
Yeah.
Once they see there's money can be
Yeah.
made, the whole dynamics changed. So, but I mean, that's just the way, the way it goes, when things get popular, everyone else jumps on board, but, we weren't the first because, I mean, I ran with Drummer Boy Entertainment. I think you guys were talking about 3+ or something on your other podcast.
Mhm.
He would do some of those shows,
Oh yeah,
so
3+, yeah.
yeah, so there were some shows prior to us jumping into into the ring.
Was it the Red Lion and CPAC had a handful of Hawaiian shows?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Then 3+ came to Showbox. I think I saw that maybe 2004.
I saw them in Kirkland. I can't remember what the bar was. They played in Kirkland.
Wow.
That's crazy. 3+.
3+ and 10 feet.
Yeah, 10 feet. Yeah. So yeah, they there was some shows coming here and there, but since we had all the relationships with the the music venues, it was an easy transition. It was just us reinventing ourselves and doing the marketing.
Well, it really opened the eyes at Showbox. AEG. We
For
did
sure, 1,000%.
J-Bug and Taurus Riley at Soto, and the line went down past Krispy Kreme.
Oh man,
Wow.
that's crazy. Yeah.
What year was
as a,
that?
as a small independent company.
2010?
J-Bug.
Taurus Riley.
Terrace Riley. I remember that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
And Two-Story Zori. Look at that.
Gerald proposed
To Marie there.
at that show
Oh, at 2012? Oh, shit.
No
Yeah.
way.
on stage.
They were in Hawaii with us, with me. Then we got to see Mike from Rebel Soldiers play, and on a Monday night. That was good. Yeah,
Do you-
did the R&B set.
Do you get to follow all the new talent? Is there anyone up and coming right now that you like?
Hiawatha is the young.
Yes.
They're from Molokai,
They-
so
Really popular.
I
Yes.
would like to do that show. Because they're up and coming.
Yeah.
But I think-
yeah.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of new bands, though.
Mhm.
That's kind of the problem that's going on right now.
Yeah.
There's not a feeder group, of new fans.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you talk about the roots reggae, because we
Right.
did a lot of roots shows. We did we
Okay.
worked with not Crocodile, but Numos to do the first Chronic show. So
Oh, wow.
Catch a Fire from New Zealand.
Yes.
yeah.
So no one knew who they were, but we went on a limb, and man, I love them till this
We
day.
did them at what was that casino on
It was a bingo
Kirkland.
hall,
Oh,
Silver
no,
Dollar
in,
Casino.
In Bothell. It's in Bothell, right?
no down there in Tukwila.
No, there's Silver Dollar up north, but there was a chain.
We did Shakademus there.
Because I do remember going to one of those.
Yeah. There's so many.
We did classic
C&K.
ones, C&K. They're kind of folksy,
No, I've never
folk
heard of
rock.
them.
They're classic,
They
yeah.
were doing stadiums in the 70s.
Yeah.
Wow. When they come,
Yeah, you
when
said
they,
you brought-
Go ahead.
Brought Capenna up?
Cecilio
Sorry.
Capenna,
You said you
yeah.
brought Capenna up?
Oh,
They-
Capenna too, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a surprise seeing them at the tribute. That was a nice surprise. I like because I watched it
the
on YouTube,
Tongan?
and I was like,
That's
"Oh, snap,
Josh
Capenna's there."
Satofi's.
Yeah.
No, when Capenna,
Yeah, Josh Toby's dad was in Capenna.
I'm saying when Capenna performed at the show that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh snap! I think I was at that show.
Yeah.
Here's your
What was it?
Tacoma boy,
I was at that Joe Coy show.
Joe Coy. Yeah, we did.
Sure, Spanway.
We met him doing an episode showcase with these guys from California that we ended up being real good friends with, and ended up doing World of Damn.
Yeah, my friend Dave Gonzalez started World of Dance and Myron Martin, and then they sold it to Benny Medina. That's Jennifer Lopez's manager. So they had like 4-year run on World of Dance, and that came from episode showcase that we did up here in Seattle. Yeah, it's crazy. We're all connected somehow.
And then that led to us taking around Black Eyed Peas.
Oh man. Yeah.
Rebel Soldiers in 2010.
If you can
Wow.
count how many shows you've put together, would you say it's in the hundreds?
Easily, yeah.
Easily, yeah. Man,
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean,
Any shows coming up that you guys are promoting?
nothing at the moment.
Mhm.
But see, the
Okay.
industry's changed because a lot of these groups have booking managers now, and they go
Oh,
directly to the venue.
Yeah.
So us
Oh.
as an independent promoter, they used to, they would contact Mark,
mhm.
but now they go directly to the venue. So
Oh,
it's a whole different monster out there. Live Nation and AEG basically have a monopoly on everything. Venues and bands.
everything. Wow.
2009. This is Catch a Fire and Natural Vibrations. Killed it at Showbox. They ran out of all their whiskey and all their beer, and they had to go to Safeway. Yeah, they had to go buy beer, and because we killed it.
Wow.
They did? Oh, wow. That is.
Yeah. They actually ran out of beer. They took it from all the other bars and still ran out. And they had to go to Safeway to buy more alcohol.
That's wild. That's a good
I
story.
mean,
That's
that's the
fun.
Palmy Casino. I mean, that's comedy show. Yeah, we did comedy shows too.
Yeah, yeah. You guys.
So we
have your hands in everything.
fundraisers. We were fortunate to assist in a lot of fundraisers or partner, with organizations. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it really was about bringing community together,
Yeah.
whether it was nightclubs, doing community service, concerts. It was never about becoming a promoter,
Yeah, yeah.
it was, we had a platform before the term platform, I guess,
Yeah.
to be able to try to bring people together, and create something that was never there before.
Mhm.
I mean, again, that's a lot of Mark's vision, that, and not that we need it, but I mean, you see all these people that get these community awards and things like that. I venture to say we brought more people together than any of those organizations out there.
Oh, guaranteed for sure.
But it's
Yeah.
I guess sometimes if you're the first,
Did you guys
it's
Mhm.
you can be a pioneer, but it was never again not to get the proper respect. But
Right.
I think that's really important to me for Mark's legacy. Is that he was kind of the glue, the foundation of all the stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's
30.
probably one of Max's first
$30.
DJing gigs.
Damn, $30.
2010. When did Max start DJing?
Yeah, yeah, around that time.
Because he was our web guy. That's why he got to the front of the line,
and that's how I got in with Max.
yeah.
That's
He
so
was
dope.
just a web guy, then he became a DJ all of a sudden.
I know.
Now he can't stop DJing. Isn't
Yeah.
that funny?
Yeah, you're right. I should have took up DJing.
No, that's so dope.
Now,
Did you guys ever book somebody and then and then felt like, this person might not be able to perform because of sometimes people like to party and maybe things get out of control? Or did you guys ever have any of those moments with anybody? You don't have to mention who, but was there ever an event where you felt like, I don't know if the artist is going to make it to the event?
I mean, not from that degree, I don't think, where they were so sauced or
Yeah.
the shows, but never before. I think everybody was kind of, a lot of them pray and then drink kava. They're real spiritual. So they don't mess around before. They don't
Oh, that's
eat,
good. Okay.
And again, I think it was a different time because a lot of these groups didn't
perform as often
Mm.
because they were limited. They were
They didn't
limited
what?
audience or a limited group of promoters, whether that was up and down the West Coast, you know,
Right.
and so they could afford to, fuck that off.
They would do like a week
Oh.
run and try to do as much West Coast as they could
Yeah.
because they probably all had day
I
jobs.
mean,
Yeah,
So it was a whole different world.
so they
Interesting.
Wow.
weren't making big money where they could just blow off a show. You know.
I mean, I think, maybe some of that stuff happened after
Yeah.
some of these groups obtained a little more regular, touring schedule, or they started making more money. I mean, we do know of, well, we'll be renamed nameless, but,
Yeah.
they kind of fell off out of their group
Hmm.
because of some extracurricular activities. But,
And another thing is when we did all these shows, we let them
Mhm.
stay at our house,
Oh shoot!
so they
Yeah,
all
so
stayed at our
save money.
basement.
Oh, no
Oh yeah,
way.
so
They save money.
that's how we are really tight with all these people because they
Yeah.
stayed at our house.
Yeah.
2-3
Hell
days,
yeah.
4 days,
Wow.
washed clothes and showered and
Wow.
cooked them
That's
spam and
Crazy.
crazy.
chili rice or whatever's easy to make.
Damn.
Yeah, so- The house in Seward Park, man, got a lot of stories.
or just to get away.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
they can-
Right.
Man.
They can just step away and not have to be on stage, if you will. They
Yeah.
can just kick back.
Mhm.
It was a kind of a private escape. for
Yeah,
them.
and any stories from that house that
No.
that you can share with us that
House party, block party.
There's a lot of groupies. They had a lot of groupies. A lot of
Oh,
beautiful
People
women come
were
through.
coming by and we had no idea who the fuck they were there for or why
Yeah.
they were coming by the house.
Oh shoot.
Do you know who Leilani Wolfgram is?
Nope.
Oh, she's beautiful. Yeah. She stayed at our house. I
yes.
was like, ooh,
Yeah.
she looks so good.
She's related to the Wolfgrams, the Jets.
Oh,
She's
okay.
from Florida.
Jets, yeah,
Oh, she's
yeah.
beautiful.
I'll look her up now.
Google her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's probably still doing
That's
music.
crazy. I didn't realize you guys housed them too, man. And that really helps
Majority.
save you guys money
Majority.
too.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. It was to take care of them on all levels.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
wasn't just
no,
okay.
I mean,
You're doing a
that's
show. We're gonna make money. You're gonna make money. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's business,
Right.
but it's also relationship building.
True.
It's hospitality. It's
1000%.
aloha. I mean, in the truest sense. Not expecting anything in return other than knowing that it's cheaper for them to stay here for free than having to go get a hotel or a motel.
We had tour buses parked in front of our house.
The neighbors wonder what the hell is going on because
Wow. Yeah.
Well, it usually was a van with a trailer, but yeah, we had a couple tour buses.
That's funny. Who would you say is the most current or lucrative mainstream
Wow.
popular, right now, currently in the
It's
US?
got to be Maoli
You think okay?
because he's going to play at the Grand Ole Opry with the
he
country.
was on the Today Show.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Uh-huh.
So he was in Rolling
Yeah.
Stone magazine. So he's getting like national coverage. I mean, they've surpassed Common Kings.
Wow.
Um,
Mainstream. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Chloe Kai too. He's doing over 10,000 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's killing it, And then I think Josh Chatopi is heading upward trending too. So
Mm-hmm.
those three are killing the game,
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, all three of those guys all three of those groups are like basically they're all like on tour right now as we speak.
Yeah, yes.
kind of,
and it's on a national tour. Before, like I said,
yeah.
West Coast run.
Yeah.
They might dip into Utah,
Uh-huh.
maybe Arizona for a show, or possibly Colorado. But I mean, Chloe Kai and Molly were on a U.S. tour. Eventually, they were,
Yeah.
you know, in I mean, Chloe Kai played in New York. I saw it in Florida.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine there's a huge, you know, poly community.
I mean,
Here's another.
I saw.
Here's another funny
s-
story with
Oh, yeah.
Fiji.
Oh.
When
Yeah.
when
I
we
love these.
when we went to go pay Fiji,
Mhm.
his manager, they call him Sis or Burns. We say, "Who wants the money? Who wants the money?" And the Burns would roll her eyes, and she would break off Fiji a little bit money, but it was always funny, man. Especially if we were doing the show at the casino, you know, because Fiji wanted to play little craps after
Oh,
games,
yeah.
so we're
Yeah.
always nervous. Who do we give the money to?
And they always got the money before the show.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
Mark
that
was
makes
about
sense,
his business, man. Mark wanted to take care of everything, have all the signatures done before the show started, so he could enjoy the show.
Oh. What kind of
Well,
signature?
because a lot of promoters will.
They're waiting for the door money.
They're waiting for the door money, yeah. So
Oh,
that you
yeah.
know, and then you know, if they don't have no money, they're SOL, huh?
So yeah, a lot of them stuff that they would get paid before they even perform.
Oh,
But that was standard practice.
Yeah.
That was standard practice.
Another crazy story is Fiji only flew Hawaiian Airlines. So when I would have to book his flights to come up here, there was always through Hawaiian. And then after one concert, the lady called me from Hawaii. Fiji missed his flight today. Would you like to rebook for tomorrow? I said, yeah, sure. I'll call him and we'll book him for tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, same lady calls. Fiji missed his flight today, so he missed his flight 2 days in a row. I won't say where he was, but I think you kind of know. But it was funny how, the Hawaiian Airlines, they knew who he was and they took care of him and they treated him real well with that airlines. Yeah,
has anyone canceled an event on you before?
Well, only one.
Oh,
but that wasn't due to the artist. Remember at Soto, the couple of the beams fell off the ceiling. We were supposed to do a Fiji show.
Whoa!
And so it had to get rescheduled. But I mean, there were. But I mean, I guess you can call them cancellations because sometimes routing got changed.
Yeah.
You can't imagine the amount of. Mark would be on the phone. I think we got it set. And then they switched up their tour schedule.
Oh man!
But then you'd have to change like hotels or flights, or I mean, so there was so much redo.
A lot of logistics.
People just think, "Oh, this is easy to do." They see the day of the show, but they don't see all the work that goes behind the scenes. You know, all the work and you know all the prep. It's just not. It's never just okay. The show's going to be a success. I mean, we always worked at it like it was our first show ever, because not every show, was a success. I mean, we lost money, but the artist still got paid, or the venue got paid. But none of these shows are guaranteed. None of these shows were ever a guarantee.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you think it would be, but you had to put in the work.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a team. What was that?
This was a music festival.
I remember that.
Upstream.
We went to that, Jeff.
Paul
Allen loved music.
Oh yeah, Pioneers. Yes.
Man,
we went to that. We went to that after work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In your. So
I remember.
Man, if Paul Allen would have died, he loved music, man. He put all that money into this.
They were trying to make a South by Southwest here in the Northwest.
Oh man,
it was West Edition.
Yeah, no, that was so fun.
It was.
Yeah, we went to. I remember we went to
every venue had different types of music.
Like, we worked right there. Yeah, we worked right there, and then it was like me, Jeff. Who else was with us? Rosa.
Oh yeah, Rosa.
Justin. Yeah, like we all, and it was so fun. We had fun. We were just like, yeah, we were going into all these different venues, and
We had
it was that was
Flat Stick Pub. We did the three bands there. That was our little corner of this music.
and we used to go there a lot.
Yeah.
That was like a standard happy hour place.
Flat Stick, yeah,
when me and Jeff worked. Yeah. So we used to go there a lot. So yeah, man, that's why it was so crazy that music festival just happened to be there right at that time. And we were like, I wasn't even gonna go. And then I think somebody had like an extra ticket or something. And then I was just like, okay. And then that ended up being real fun. And then so that was Paul Allen. They didn't bring it back
Well,
because
they did the second
he had
year,
passed.
and then that's when he died. And so
I think his
Oh.
cancer kicked in,
So I don't know, all the funding just, I don't know, it didn't dry up, but there was, that was kind of his pet project that he had people working on,
Right.
but it went away. I mean, it just, that second year, just after that, it nothing, it never continued.
Yeah.
So
Damn,
it's
it's a
kind of
shame.
good that
What a
It
shame.
went away, so.
I know, because that could have turned into
It
something,
could have, yeah.
that could have turned into something big. With the money that he has, he's unlimited. Yeah, he has unlimited funding.
And
for
if
stuff
it
like
would have
that, so-
continued, people would have
Oh, what
came
a
from
shame.
all over the country, just like, like they go to Boston.
Yeah.
Well, I think that festival is kind of, from my understanding, it's kind of fizzling out. It got too corporate, but it kind of lost its
Yeah.
appeal. But that's the thing too. I mean, COVID changed a lot in the music, the music industry.
Before COVID, we were going to have a Hawaiian festival at Marymore. So we were going to go to the next level, and COVID happened, and then everybody got nervous after that, because no one's really traveling. So that, because we never had a festival, so that was our.
Well, we did the little Northwest Roots Festival.
Yes, but this would have been our one-day festival, and maybe that could have turned into something.
Yeah.
But yeah, COVID really put a wrinkle on what Mark was working on.
What month would that have been? That if you
It would have been in the summer.
try to
It
put
would have
that
been in
together.
the summer of So when did COVID happen in? No. Did it
19?
start
2020?
early?
Yeah.
Well,
20,
2018.
Winter,
19,
spring?
20, 20.
Yeah, so it would
Yeah.
have been summer 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a nice
Yeah.
lineup, man. It was gonna be a
That's-
a afternoon to 10 o'clock type gig.
Yeah.
Sometimes things are time.
Yeah, I think Marymore's the perfect place to have that.
Yeah.
I think like that's where you. What does that hold?
5,000.
How many people could fit in there?
5,000.
Wow.
But that would have been a start. That would have been a stepping stone to see if we could invest into something big.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would be fun. That would be fun. So
Trajectory changes,
Yeah.
yeah, no, for sure.
And then with
For
Mark's
sure.
passing, I mean, just I don't think you lose the love for it, but kind of it's like the big piece is missing. So you kind of
Yeah.
you try to
Yeah.
but the goal is to keep his legacy alive.
Yeah.
Whether we do big stuff or little stuff,
Yeah.
it's really important that I don't think people understand the breadth that by doing some of these shows, and how many people Mark helped, whether it was business wise or connection,
Yeah.
goes far beyond what we've ever did in the music industry. But a lot of that goes, kind of unspoken, I guess, or not talked about. But I mean, he fostered a lot of business relations for other people that otherwise probably wouldn't have been afforded those opportunities through networking and, you know, connections and things like that. So there was a bigger purpose. It wasn't just throw a party, and there was a maybe a more hidden message about building community,
Mm-hmm.
moving forward,
For
you know,
sure.
and not just, oh, look at us, you know, da 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 da, but really applying it
Yeah.
where other people have opportunities that, you know, in the past might not have had. You know, either the local
Yeah.
bands that were, you know, playing back then or now. Because again, there wasn't a lot of space for the API community, especially in the entertainment or music industry. It's gotten a lot better
Yeah.
for
Right.
sure,
True.
but you know, in the '90s and early 2000s, it was almost non-existent. You know, so to forge and build
For
that,
sure.
you know, has a longer lasting legacy. That's really the whole
Yeah.
story of Data. Music are never empty. You know,
Nice.
it's how many people, you know, um, that, you know, were, I guess, a benefit of the path that, you know, Mark, you know, and to us to a certain extent, you know, we're able to help perpetuate. So, you know, this,
1,000%.
you know, so, and we had a hell of a time doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like, look. I think the fact that these island reggae artists come to the Pacific Northwest as much as they do, I think, man, a lot of it could lead back. I'm not saying all of it
right.
was you guys, but man, you guys played a major
No,
role,
for sure.
huge
For
role,
sure.
you know.
You
And
know,
so, and without you guys, and like without Mark's vision, and without you guys, all the hard work that you guys put in throughout the years, it's just like,
Mhm.
man, like the Northwest really should be thanking you for like every show that comes through.
I
Because
don't, I
like,
don't know about that, but
No.
no, I'm being dead serious. Like because these shows wouldn't come in as much as they like. So this is what's crazy. Is like, you know, like 2 years ago, this month, 2 years ago, I was in New York and I saw Common Kings over there. And man, I love Common Kings. They're probably one of my favorite shows to go to. Man, that show was kind of like, it was cool. I still had fun.
there was a different energy,
But like, I saw them
you know.
in Marymore, different energy. You hit it on the head. The energy at because I literally saw them at Marymore
I
2
was
years
there.
ago this month.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
At
there.
Marymore, and it was so different. Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw you there. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was there with all of you guys, pretty much. I think so.
yeah, that's one thing, and I
Um,
don't begrudge
dude, that energy was so different
any
from
of
New
these other
York.
promoters.
It was so different. It was like,
Mhm.
But yeah, the difference between a Day to 8 show and anyone else is there's a distinct difference
Yeah.
in the energy
I
level,
think,
in the just the for lack of a better word, the vibe of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And money can't buy that. You know, other people have
yeah,
done bigger shows than us and are doing maybe bigger things today, but they'll never have that.
No.
It was a
Yep.
different time, a different place. Um, you know, and part of that was, you know, that was what the whole thing was about. You know, that take those
yeah,
memories from going to a show. Because remember, we might have done one or two shows at the beginning every year, you know, and it got to be a little more and more each year. But it was it was a kind of a special. It was
yeah,
almost like a family reunion, almost type kind of vibe, you know, for a lot of those years, because people that hadn't seen each other for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
or they grew up, whether it's in Samoa or Hawaii or wherever it was, and then they found out they lived here. I mean, you know, there were so many different connections
yeah,
that were either rekindled or new connections that were built. You know, and it's hard to recreate that, but you know, for a good 10 years, man,
for sure.
Yeah.
it was it was an amazing thing
I mean,
to watch. I mean, we try to be amongst the crowd. You
Mhm.
know, we weren't trying to just be backstage and yeah. You know,
yeah.
we
Oh, for
wanted
sure.
to thank people for coming because we could put on these shows around the artists, the people that came to the show.
True. Yeah.
I mean,
You're right.
you know, So, you know, again,
Speaking of backstage, did you guys ever fight backstage amongst
oh, yeah,
yourselves, amongst you
I
three?
mean, not physically, but I mean,
Yeah.
you have strong opinions on. But the thing is which direction are we going? We're all going the same direction. It's just how do we get there?
Yeah.
Sometimes as brothers,
Yeah.
Mark yelled at us all the time. He wanted it a
Yeah.
certain
Do you
way.
have any of those?
He wanted it a certain
Can you
way,
share
and we
any
had
of
to
those?
follow his lead.
so yeah, I mean there was that,
Can
but
you
it was
share
never.
any of those
It was
stories?
never, it wasn't like what is it the
Yeah.
Liam brothers from what's that group from where they're physically fighting on stage while they're performing. What is that group?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're where they're from.
Mark would be always
Was
pissed
there
at the
was there
first
ever
part
a
of the
time?
night, and then once he had a few drinks on him and a blunt, then he'd be relaxed at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he would always get irritated by people coming up to him and irritating him at the beginning, but then at the end of the night, he's talking shit to everybody, and
Hell yeah, that sounds like Mark for sure.
Yeah, that was
For
Mark to the T.
Was there ever a time where you knew you messed up and Mark got hella pissed at you that you could share, or is there any of those like specific stories like
no, but Lito always got the brunt of it because Mark would yell at Lito because then Lito would have to come and talk to me. So he'd be too drunk,
Oh my gosh. I could see that too.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
just wasted. I was like, oh shit.
Oh my gosh. I missed that. I missed them. Yeah. It was
That's
great.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to
Yeah.
both of those guys,
Yeah,
man. And
yeah.
so and the Fiji too, man. So that's why it's
Yeah.
like, man, that's why I'm glad we were able to do this, man. And
I mean,
I just really wanted to hear more stories about like just that time and like your time with Fiji, and then like the genesis of the 808 music, and
Mhm.
Mark's legacy, just all these things I kind of wanted to like talk about. So, but
yeah, I mean, I would again,
yeah, man, that's just so good.
we were raised, never not necessarily to talk about ourselves, but I'd be far to have two separate companies or two different genres, the Never Empty, the nightclub stuff, and then transition to Data Music.
Yeah.
That anyone's ever, especially in this region, been able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely pride in that. I mean,
Yeah.
I never want to diminish that, but it's not easy. I mean, I think that's the misnomer. Everyone thought they could be a promoter of whatever level, but it's not an easy gig, especially as the independent.
No.
It's tough.
We had no angel investors. We had no, rich parents, or we didn't come from money.
Yeah.
But these things cost money. They're just, you have to,
Yeah.
and you have to be able to withstand losses because you don't win every time in these things.
That's
See,
that's
and
what's
to
crazy.
do it as long as I mean, damn, I'm gonna be 60 next year, and we've been doing this
Wow.
shit for all intents and purposes, high school. But there was kind of an open gap where we weren't. But I mean, my mom always says, "Oh, when are we gonna grow up?"
Mm.
It's funny, but we never have. It was always, to provide an opportunity for people to feel and take these memories with them. Because that's far more important than the number of people that came to the concert. If they're able to take those memories with them, share them with their friends or their family or their kids, even their kids. I mean, we have multiple generations that have come to our events.
Yeah. True.
I mean, for whatever that's worth,
For sure. Yeah.
kind of crazy.
It's dope. That's dope, man.
We've been at it for so long that, the people from the nightclub stuff, now have their children, bring them to the
Yeah,
concert
and
where their
their
children are
kids come to
grown.
the. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Grown. I mean,
Kids, grandkids now,
it,
like,
it
you know,
is.
so
I mean,
man,
it's kind of
it's
mind blowing when you step back. You're like,
Mhm.
okay,
Nice.
like
yeah, man.
so. I don't know.
Yeah.
It live life. I mean, really, that's you guys talk about health. I mean, yeah, if you don't have your health either, that's an important factor.
Yeah.
That's a huge
Absolutely.
factor.
Yeah. And yeah, it's one of the reasons
Sure.
why we started our podcast for our health and well-being. And we initially were just trying to uh you know live better lives, because as we get older it gets harder.
Just be around longer,
Yeah,
right?
right.
We want to be
Yeah,
around longer,
Yeah.
so to enjoy life,
yeah, and
kind of
I
like,
think that's all most
and
people
whether
want.
it's
They
Yeah,
want an
true.
opportunity. Hopefully, I mean, we go all through our ups and downs. I mean, the shit, hasn't always been, easy or
Yeah,
and but those are those life lessons, and whatever you can glean from them. But
yeah.
you know, we're not promised, tomorrow. So why not live it up today? But as we get older, do it in a more healthy
exactly.
way because we're not immortal. We're not going to live forever. But
Yeah.
you know,
Well, me and Heidi,
somewhere
yeah.
Yeah.
somewhere down the line, maybe someone will will write a book. Look at these fools. They
Yeah.
did back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Hmm.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
They wouldn't probably believe.
I mean, I think this is a start. I think you guys being on this podcast, I feel like, because I just saw, I forgot if it was like on somewhere on social media where somebody was doing like a sort of history of like clubs in Seattle back in the day. I can't remember. And I think I felt like I saw this like maybe last year sometime. But I feel like, man, somebody should do a documentary basically on like how island music became so popular, not just in our area, but I just think like in like basically how it's blown up and how like artists like Maoli are really like going through to the next level. I think there could be a whole documentary on this whole like island reggae sort of movement. And I think that would be interesting to see.
Hmm.
And like you guys definitely have a part in like spreading the gospel of island reggae for sure.
I mean, I
So
think it's like any
at least,
marginalized community or a community that's not in the mainstream. The younger generation wants to be able to look and see people that look like them, whether that's sport, music, arts,
Yeah.
professional type jobs. If they don't see that, then they don't have anything to aspire to. They just think, oh well, we're
yeah,
invisible. We're not seen, or we're not, we're
yeah,
not appreciated. So if you strip away all the other stuff, there is that message in there that people that look like me or her, they can aspire to these things. Where in the past, those chances were very limited.
yeah,
And because we're not the gatekeepers. We don't control who goes through and who doesn't.
Yeah.
You know,
True. True. Yep.
yeah,
we don't control who's on TV. We don't control what's on the radio, on the internet and streaming now. But that opens up a whole nother avenue. Whether it's chief of war. I mean, how many Hawaiians have got to see themselves their history in a positive light
yeah,
versus whatever colonialism type indoctrination that they had to endure.
yeah,
And this gives an opportunity,
sure,
if you again look at it from just a different lens, what those opportunities can afford. So the Moleys of the world now that are reaching kind of, I guess, mainstream
Mainstream.
media, maybe that inspires, whatever, a young Glenn or whoever, that, oh, well, I don't just have to do reggae music. I can do country music or whatever it is. I mean, a lot of that's, going to be up to their imagination and their creativity. But I think again, some of those doors have been pushed open, so they can get through. Before they were just blocked. Oh, there's no way I can. That's the Fijis of the world. Reading it back to Fiji, because my personal opinion, and I told Fiji this himself, I saw his skills that should have been even outside of the Polynesian community, because his talent,
Agree.
in my humble opinion, could have crossed a whole nother spectrum of fans.
Like I watched the I watched the show. I watched the tribute show at the Shell on YouTube, and like it was amazing. It's basically the Avengers of reggae artists. Sammy J, Common Kings, like so Maoli, all these people were there singing Fiji songs, and they struggled. Spawn Breezy, all these people, and some of these people were struggling.
Yeah, no,
Fiji songs.
they can't,
because nobody.
And his runs and whatever.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't have his pipes.
His depth.
Yeah, true.
Another artist that was worldly was
That's how dope he was.
Willie K. Willie K should be way on a different level than anybody else too, because his range was amazing, just like Fiji.
So in an alternate universe, I think Fiji could have been, whether it's luck or what, I don't know, behind the scenes, where they shot this
different marketing, different
but he loved his people so much. I don't think he wanted to stretch out, and he didn't want to leave that community. Because he's so. And I think that's why he's so beloved, because he was 100% for his people, all his Polynesian people. But I think his talent again could have been, far further down the line than. Because he was that talented. He wrote he writes his music. Most of these artists, not all, but the majority of them, have to get a songwriter, to write their stuff. He wrote his stuff, and he wrote for so many other people.
Another story that this was kind of crazy was we were driving Book from Snoqualmie Casino, and he said that Fiji could speak patois to all the Jamaicans. And he don't understand where Fiji learned that from. But he was so talented, he could just go to Jamaica and just mix it up with the Jamaicans. Where did he learn that from?
But he sang in Samoan,
Tongan,
Hawaiian.
But
he has
he was never living in Jamaica,
He has bangers in all those languages: Samoan, Tongan, Maori. Like he has a banger for like almost each of those like languages, and then even Fijian and so that's why he's man. I'm telling you, that dude is like the first reggae concert I ever went to was Fiji, but I had to go to Portland, and this was like 2000, I think, 2001, 2000. Wow. This is the first time I ever saw him, and he killed it. And I was just like, man, that's like for me, that's how I knew. I was just like, man, this dude is amazing. And then, man, that's why it's just like, it broke my heart to hear that he passed, because I just assumed that, even though I saw him getting sick, like, I don't know, you just don't feel like those type of, I don't know, maybe it's just me being delusional, but I didn't imagine him passing though. So, which was kind of maybe a naive of me, but
I don't think you ever want.
Yeah, man, it's just
people that you, I guess, through lack of a better word, you look up to or see that immense talent.
1000%.
Because I don't know if he. And again, this is just my humble opinion. Other people may think you're crazy, but I don't think he ever reached the pinnacle that he could have. But again, I don't think he wanted to leave that space of his Polynesian, people, because his talent was way up here. You know,
Amazing.
Yeah.
and
Ki-
you know, and like I said, I
It's
was
the
fortunate
range.
to have a couple conversations with him about that because, you know, I'm saying from my perspective, you know,
Mhm.
and you know, it's
He was so versatile.
yeah,
So we talked about all the languages. Then his range, he could sing low and super high. His
Yeah.
falsetto is one of the craziest falsettos.
Mhm.
And then styles, because he could
yeah, he
sing
could have been an R&B
R&B,
singer.
reggae, and then he
Mhm.
could do roots. Yeah. So like he had all those different styles, like, and then like gospel, like everything. It was just like that's what makes him so unique. And so that's why, man, you see some of these like which is funny because there's that kid on TikTok, Elder TikTok. I think he's like half Samoan, half Mexican or something. And this dumbass was like basically saying that Fiji wasn't all that when he passed, and like that pissed hella people off. But it's just like, no, I don't think you understand like how dope he was fully, because like you're just basically you're a kid because I don't know if you really understand like everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that's why I'm glad that, man, we're able to do this to kind of honor Fiji and have you guys come on and share your stories. And, you know, before we land the plane here, Jeff, is there anything else you kind of want to ask these guys
Yeah,
before
my
maybe
phone's about
I
to
ask
die
my
here.
final questions?
I
Anything else
got
you want to bring up?
it's
No, I'm good. I just want to congratulate Eric on the engagement.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Shout
brother.
out to Eric.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I have one last question before your phone dies. Hopefully we catch this. If you guys could go back and change anything in you guys' journey throughout, you know, all the promotions and all the stuff, you know, what would that be?
I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, I don't know because every layer went to the next. There was a connection. You know, successes, failures, whatever.
Dope.
Relationships. I mean, it all. I don't know if it could win a different way. Um, and if it
Yeah.
did, who knows? I mean, you could always do the what if, but it
Yeah.
really. I don't know. I mean, even as I get older, and not even this stuff, it connects. I mean, that's what makes it my story or Tom's story or your story.
Mhm.
And
For
the
sure.
way it goes. I mean, you know, yeah, could I make smarter decisions? Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'll own that kind of stuff. But you know, would you change
So
anything? I don't know.
I
Yeah.
like the road we've paved, you know. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
Same.
Whether
dope. No, that's
potholes
dope.
or speed bumps, you know.
this is
Amen.
Fiji always wanted. I'm going to play this,
Okay.
and he always wanted to start his show with this. Oh, I got the
Damn
commercial.
YouTube commercial.
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Make sure that evolved out of my soul. That you get the same dream as I do. Therefore, those who have come across the hard life like I have.
Man, rest in peace, brother Feege.
Well, I do have one last thing.
Go
So-
ahead. Yeah.
We were fortunate
Okay.
to go to Fiji. Well, it was probably 6 years ago. The
Mhm.
Fiji, the country,
Oh,
and we were way
Yeah.
out in the Wasawas, so
Hey.
the far west. We talking about music, and then we would talk about Fiji, but they call him George over there.
Yeah, he's not Fiji and Fiji.
Oh.
He's
George.
George Makoto.
But we're on these remote islands.
mm-hmm.
Kids, they're just sing. Tom would put on the music, and they would just sing it verbatim. It was that's his reach.
It's
And
reaching.
it was
Yeah.
beautiful. It was, they were like, "How do you know George?" We took pictures with them, and
Can you translate that chant?
That's beautiful.
Is that in Tongan
That's
or is
so
that
dope.
in Samoan?
that's in Fiji.
Fijian?
No, that's Fijian.
Okay, yeah,
that's
man.
Fijian.
I want to know what it translates to, but he loves. They started the show with that chant, and in Honolulu.
Yeah. Just throw it into
I know.
ChatGPT. It'll tell you.
Well, thanks guys for
All right.
hopping on tonight. We really appreciate your
All right.
time, and hopefully
Appreciate
we
it.
can come back again and do another session with y'all. Appreciate
Yeah.
you guys. Yeah. Have a good
Yeah,
night,
man.
guys. Thank you.
Okay.